Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the 2022 inauguration. First, I'd like to start off by really thanking everyone who was a part of the first session of the building of NALHE DFW. Special thanks goes out to our board members and our chairs. And I really want to hone in on our chairs just because I feel like they took on a lot of the projects and they really pushed themselves to think creatively and innovatively in this new season of what does it look like to network with others in this COVID world. And so we tried our best to bring that to life, and I think that's just part of the ways in which we were able to connect with one another. George, as I was looking at older pictures and videos of everything that we've accomplished, I said, wow, I see George in the pictures from the very beginning. But there's this famous memory of when we had our kickoff event and George was right there, and then I looked at some of our other events that we've had, and I was just like, man, George has been with NALHE DFW from every step of the way. And so I am so excited and privileged that he is my colleague that I get to pass this torch on to. George Avila will be serving as the board president of 2022. George, would you like to tell them about yourself?
Hi, everyone, and thank you, Lori, for your gracious words. I've just been so happy to be a part of this group, and I always say I didn't know that event, the kickoff event, was happening, but my two colleagues, Tiffany and Marco, said, "Hey, aren't you coming?" And so I'm glad I said yes, because I've really been able to develop broader connections in the DFW area. Like I said earlier, I'm from California originally, so you all helped to open the doors to the DFW area, and we've been able to meet some wonderful people that have really helped to build our network, and have really helped us to do some great things. So there you say passing the torch. I think we all continue to carry the torch together, because I know that you'll continue to be engaged, and you and the original board members have really set an amazing example for us. And so I know people say, well, we'll have your shoes to fill. Well, I always say, well, we don't need to fill the people's shoes. We walk in our own way, but I hope that we'll continue to go in a journey that'll help to advance the vision and the dreams that all of you all had as you were thinking about this initiative. So thank you, Lori, and the rest of the board that have really helped to pull this together. So for people that I haven't had the opportunity to meet, so my name is George Avila, and I currently serve as the System Vice President of Mission Integration for Christus Health. We're located here in Irving, Texas, at least our system offices, but we're in 4 different countries. So we're in Chile, Colombia, Mexico, and here in the US as well. And so I'm in charge of making sure that our mission and values and our culture develop in alignment with our identity. And so it's great work that I've been able to do, and I'm privileged to do every day. Background I've been in Catholic healthcare for the past 22 years now, and have done similar work related to culture alignment, but also did a lot of community benefit and community health work with vulnerable populations. So that's a little bit about me. Excited to be partnering with you all and see where it is that what's the next step for NALHE DFW. But I know we have an amazing board that's coming up, and we'll be able to continue this rich legacy that you, Lori, is established. I know Daffodil and Tiffany, and so thank you for trusting us with this amazing initiative.
Absolutely. George, we're very excited to have you as our president. I'd also like to introduce Jackie Cifuentes, and she started with us from the very beginning as well. I remember her at the kickoff event, and then as we were building the chapter, and it took me a while because we had so many people and we had to transition. But Jackie had her name listed down for the marketing committee at the time. And I remember giving her a call because I had already worked on the marketing committee. And I said, Jackie, so tell me a little bit about yourself. And we got to speak a lot about Jackie and her role. And I said, well, Jackie, I have 2 projects and I want to know which one you think you would be interested in taking. And so I got to tell her a little bit about the La Mesa project. And I think the rest is history. She started as a chair, and she's been really invested and very supportive and engaging with all the early careerists, and really dedicating her time to the mission and the vision. And it just seemed right that she was ready for this opportunity and this chance. And I'm so excited to introduce you to Jackie Cifuentes, who is serving as our president-elect.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Lori, for that very kind introduction. It's funny to look back and see where it all started and, how it all began. So thank you for that. To all of those who I haven't had the pleasure of interacting with, my name is Jackie Cifuentes. I'm a scheduling capacity analyst at UT Southwestern Medical Center here in Dallas. And in my job role, I work with ambulatory care departments and centralized scheduling teams to improve and streamline outpatient care. I was born in Ciudad Juarez, a border town in Mexico. I grew up in El Paso. So I saw firsthand the lack of direct access to medical care on the US side. And because of this, I started my journey in healthcare with the intention of becoming a doctor. So I graduated from Southern Methodist University here in Dallas with a bachelor's in chemistry, hoping to later attend medical school. But after much consideration, I decided I could make a bigger impact on the administrative side. And I got my MBA from TWU. And outside of work, as Lori mentioned, this past year, I served as the NALHE DFW Chapter Mentorship Committee co-chair, in which I helped establish the La Mesa Emerging Leaders program with my amazing co-chairs and committee. Shout out to them as well. And as a leader in NALHE, I hope to continue to inspire other minorities to pursue healthcare positions and provide access and representation in underserved communities. So I'm really looking forward to what we can do in NALHE together for next year's initiatives.
Awesome, Jackie. I'm very excited to have you on the board. All the work that you've done working with me at the chair level, making visions possible that sometimes maybe not even seem possible in the middle of a pandemic, but we were able to persevere. And I think you're exactly the spirit that we welcome into the NALHE DFW board. Next, we have Chris Burciaga. Chris Burciaga, I also was able to meet with him in the first year as well. And Chris has been instrumental in helping with our sponsorship committee. Chris also served in helping with being involved with panels, just really being active and involved and wanting to do more. Chris, we're so excited to have you as a part of our board, and really are looking forward to you in your role as board secretary.
Yeah, so welcome. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Burciaga. I'm the current president for HHS. We're a support services healthcare company. We support major systems like Christus here in the US and Christus in Chile. I'm the guy that wakes up in Florida one day and goes to bed in Seattle the next. But yeah, as I got to know Lori and the NALHE team at the kickoff event, I remember running into George and the Christus team and the Parkland team. My background, I'm from El Paso. I same as Jackie. Got to see a lot of the border medicine. Grew up around the border. Was able to get. I was a military officer for over 13 years, where I got to do medicine overseas in Iraq and the Middle East, and I got to see a lot of challenges. And when I early retired from the military, I came back to Dallas and worked as an administrator. I was a CO at Baylor Scott and White on the rehab side, and then I was, prior to that, the director of hospital operations for UT Southwestern. So I have a vast list of experiences that I think I can offer some of our junior leaders. I've done everything from clinical to hospital management to now support services and vendor management. So, I think with that kind of background, I'd be able to help this team and you all moving forward into 2022. And I look forward to working with everybody here.
Chris, we're so excited to have you. Thank you for joining into our board. And next, I'd like to introduce Fernando Moreno. Fernando is very new to the NALHE DFW family. He works at Christus Health, so we've probably already ordained him into the NALHE DFW family. But he brings with him a wealth of knowledge regarding financial matters, and he will be serving as our board treasurer. Fernando?
Hi, everybody. Nice to be here. My name is Fernando Moreno. I'm currently the CFO for the International Division of Christus Health. I was born in Mexico City, and I have 2 master's degrees. I came to the US in '99 to do one of the master's degrees, and I've been in 8 countries so far. I came back to the US in 2006, and I've been working in healthcare ever since. And the reason I like healthcare, and I think I'm not going to change the industry ever again, is I feel that I can contribute to a different mission. And I feel that we're contributing to the society in some way, and just not only about profit. So I'm glad to be here, and I hope I can help in anything I can to move forward the mission of the organization. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Fernando. We're very excited to welcome you to our board, and we look forward to the several financial projects that we'll have in the future.
And I just have to say, Lori, so it's funny because in our organization that the CFO and the mission leader tend not to be very good friends or aligned. And so I know I tell people when I leave my department, I have to go talk to Fernando. And so they always say, how is it that the CFO grounds you? And I'm like, Fernando always grounds me, and very supportive of this work. So I feel that he's gonna just help us do amazing things. But yeah, Fernando helps to ground me so I can do my work much better. And I'm sure he'll push me along here as well.
Thanks for the kind words.
As you can see, all of our leaders come from various different backgrounds. And so there's not one specific definition of who leaders are. They are veterans, they are immigrants, they are early careers, mid-careers, and senior level executives, all coming together for one purpose, mission. And so I am excited to extend this, which I received on the first day of NALHE DFW. I am passing, well, I guess I'm carrying this torch with George. And George, I'm going to send this to you so you can display it in your office and really celebrate that mission there. So George, I extend this to you.
Thank you. Over to you.
There you go. So
Okay.
next, we're going to be discussing getting involved with NALHE DFW. So George, what are the benefits to getting involved with NALHE DFW?
Well, I just want to tell you all that again, being new to the area when I got here, just the amount of networking, the people that you can connect with now that are here and that are really helping to try to advance Latinos in healthcare. And so I know I've emailed, when they say, do you know anybody at Parkland? I'm like, yeah, I know the EVP of HR. What did you need? Right. And so we're able to connect in that way. So that network alone really helps. And especially if you're young, as you're starting to develop your career, NALHE DFW provides you with that amazing resource. And then you also have access to amazing mentors that can continue to help you as you develop. I also feel that our organization is one with the heart. We always talk about how we serve others. So I think, it makes me so happy to see that we have the some of our La Mesa students on here, and to know that our model, the model that was developed with Jackie and Lori, will become the model for all of NALHE, for NALHE National. There's conversation about that. So again, many great things came out and will help to now be able to impact all these other young first generation students that are wanting to make a difference, in this world, and to be able to serve, which is, I think people have mentioned, they wanted to go into healthcare to serve, and that's what we're about. So so that's what I would say. If you want to be, use your gifts, your skills, do something with heart to be able to help people advance. I feel that this is the organization for you, and I invite you all to join us on this journey and help and advise us as we continue to move forward as well. So I hope I was able to sell the reason to join, or else Lori's going to take back my the certificate from me. But those are some amazing things to do. And then just as to even add to the networking, Lori invited me to be part of her, we say, the dog and pony show. I got to be her, I don't know if I was a dog or the pony, but she brought me along, and I got to be in part of these other national associations and get to network there. And so it's just very rich, the work that we get to do.
Excellent said, George. And then Jackie also gave me some really good statistic earlier today. I believe she told me, and Jackie, correct me, you said 9 of the La Mesa students in the La Mesa Emerging Leader Program have signed up to be in a committee. They were, some of them have volunteered to actually be in a chair position, and some of them have volunteered to be in the committee. And so I think that's a fantastic statistic there. Jackie, is that right?
Yes, that's correct. And to put it into perspective for everyone else who's not as familiar with the La Mesa program, this was our first year having a cohort. And the cohort started, with 18 active participants at the beginning of the program. And, 9 of those have returned, not only have completed the program, but also have returned and want to pour back into others. So I just really think that highlights how impactful the program has been for everyone.
Awesome. And, there's many different ways to pour back. Chris, how can we pour back at the sponsorship level? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, Lori, give me 1 second. I'm at a team event tonight. So, yeah, at the sponsorship level, I think for us to get engaged, a lot of us work for professional organizations now that like to sponsor such events. But then, guys, this is also a business. There's, every one of us works for an organization that also has to do certain type of events, like and sponsor events like ours, because it's important for their business model and for tax purposes. So, we engage the people we work with. You'd be surprised how many will say yes. And that's, I think, the thing we need to think about moving into 2022 is, let's not be afraid of asking for that sponsorship. The worst we're going to get is a no, but you'd be surprised at how many will say yes. And I think that'll be the goal for us here moving into next year is let's get more engaged and find more yeses so we can grow our program and our funding.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Chris. George, would you like to add to that?
I think it's just that, again, there's just so many wonderful opportunities. And for those of you that are looking in ways to be able to use the resources of your ministry, what better way than helping other people of your, not ministry, of your organization, what better way than helping to advance the career of others. So again, you help to contribute to the common good. And if you say, well, I know this person that would love to give, please connect them with us, and we'll be happy to engage them as part of our NALHE DFW family.
Awesome. Yes, I feel like we're like one big happy family. During this COVID time period, it's been extremely rough, especially for me because I am a people person and I build my energy off of other people. So to completely be kind of shut off from my normal everyday activities, being involved with something like NALHE DFW and building friendships and relationships with other people helped to keep me grounded. It helped me to pour into others as they were trying to figure out their career, or they were trying to just adjust to the new normal. And so for me, that's one of the benefits that I experienced through NALHE DFW. Now there's some amazing programs that are taking place right now, and there's even some future programs that I know George is already in the talks about. And so supporting these types of missions allows for us to share not only culture and heritage, but also how we use that in our leadership style. And it allows for us to share the authentic leadership that is possessed in each one of us. And I think that's something very important to share. So I just wanted to say that. Jackie, you also have something to show us, which is how do you become a member? Because I think some people still are still trying to figure out how to become a member.
Yes, so are you all able to see my screen? My the NALHE, join NALHE. Excellent. So to become a member, you'll visit nalhe.org/join/ and I've added it onto the chat. And essentially, once you're here at the home page, at the join page, you'll just select either the student membership or the professional membership, whether it's your first time or not, and then just fill in the information. Select your professional level and the reason for you joining or how you heard about NALHE. And you pretty much just check out. It's pretty straightforward. But this will let us know, if you're what you're interested in as well. And so that was one of the things that when I joined, I had reached out to Lori, like, hey, I was interested in this committee or this committee. So once you do this, again, don't hesitate to reach out as well.
Awesome. And that's a great price, right? $25 for their first year. And that's even the professionals could join in at $25. So you don't have to break the bank just to find a network. You're invited to join us. You're invited to be a part of our family if you haven't already. So I just want you to also consider that.
And if you still want to spend $100, you can just give the 75 to NALHE DFW. You can make your donation.
Absolutely. I love that. We also have where people can make donations at all levels. So if you wanted to make a donation, we're open. The other thing is so you can become a member, and that's great. That's awesome. But you can take it a step further and you can become a chair, which is a really highly recognized position. It's leading a team. It's giving you those leadership skills to really kind of build that specific sector. So if you're interested in that, definitely reach out to us. Let us know that you want to be involved in that capacity, and we're always accepting. So we have a marketing committee, sponsorship committee, education committee, and a community committee. So there's some definite things that you guys can get involved with. So I think the next thing is we want to open it up for questions. So if you guys have any questions, we want to open it up to you right now, just so we can answer that. Okay, y'all are quiet.
Lori, I'll ask you a question for our newer junior members. From your opinion, how much time, how much investment a month do you think they would spend if they joined a committee?
It depends which committee you join. And what we try to do is we try to space out the projects good enough where you would have the time and you wouldn't be overwhelmed. Also, NALHE DFW is set up differently than most other organizations in that you have a co-chair. The reason why you have a co-chair, it's kind of like a husband and a wife. You guys balance it out. It allows for as things come up, if one person is not available, the other person can step in and kind of assist with whatever needs to be done. It allows for them to also split the work evenly, learn how to lead with another person. And so it's in those chair roles, it's a great leadership opportunity. If you have a committee that you work with, so if you plan and organize and learn to delegate, which is, I know, one of the hardest skills for a new manager is learning to delegate. We all kind of lack a little trust. So when you take that role and you learn to delegate appropriately, it can be balanced very well. I'd like to give it to Jackie because Jackie was actually a chair, so she might be maybe say something more than me.
Yeah, Lori.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I bring it up is I know we have a lot of leaders on this call, or new managers that have families, that have commitments, and they're wondering, hey, if I volunteer, what am I looking at? I don't want to volunteer and then not meet my commitment. So, that's why I asked it, Lori. I just wanted to make sure we got that information out there.
Okay. Jackie, I think Jackie wanted to add something to that.
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Chris. And thank you for speaking for everyone who might have that concern, but maybe it's a little bit shy to ask. I would say that it really depends on, like Lori said, it really depends on your committee. I know, speaking from the mentorship committee, we typically, depending on if we're like really busy or not really busy, like if we have ongoing projects, we'll either meet like once a month for an hour or twice a month for an hour. So that's like 2 hours of your time. And if we've got a lot going on, like again, ongoing projects, we handle our communication through email. And so as a new chair, for anybody interested, you learn and meet with your committee and you kind of, discuss it with them. And you would be really surprised by, how willing people are to step in and take over and help out. I know that our committee initially started with 2 people, but as we grew and got more individuals on, we were really able to just flow very smoothly and on all the initiatives that we started to take on. So I would say probably, depending on your committee and what else going on, for meeting times, 2 hours, and then any additional time spent on communicating via email.
I would also say that the committees that we started out with, they were the first committees. They were initiating projects from the very start. And so that looks a little bit different than us looking at the success of those specific areas and saying we're going to replicate those areas. So so there's balance between understanding what was the original success factors that were there. Okay. Any other questions?
I'd like to ask a question. This is John Torres. Definitely new. I'm kind of in a transition kind of time in my career, just changing from doing something to and going into healthcare. So my question is, when it comes to getting into the committees and volunteering, as chair or whatever position it is, would you guys want someone who's actively in the healthcare field, has a position in the healthcare in a healthcare organization? At the moment, I ask because I'm beginning my MHA in the spring, and I'm still kind of transitioning, trying to find that first role, that we're all going to go through at some point. So that's my main question. If you want someone that's has an established position in that organization.
I would say, John, all are welcome. So I think it'd be great to have you. And guess what? There's a lot of employers that are in healthcare that belong to NALHE. So it would be a great way, once you get your MHA, to start connecting with people. So I know us at Christus, we're always looking to hire people with great talent. And so I hope you'll consider us when you're done as well. So definitely would welcome your participation.
Thank you.
So you were volunteering to lead a committee, right, John? Is that what your question was?
Being that this is a Latino organization, you also know that I do need to discuss with my wife here afterwards.
Can you bring her along too?
Definitely. I'm currently on a board here at Verizon, and I really like the mission that you guys have, and really enjoying the call.
Thank you.
That's awesome, John. Welcome aboard.
So,
Any other questions that we have?
I have a question. So if I'm a student right now, but I work in the healthcare field right now as well, would I sign up as an active member if I want to be part of the committee, or because I'm a student, I would still do the student membership?
I think you want to stay with the student membership because you're still a student. And let's say you're in your first year student or second year. So the following year, you would still be at the $25 rate.
Okay.
So as long as you're a student, I would stay with the student rate.
yeah.
Okay. So even if you're part of a committee, if I decide to join a committee, I'll still be at that student membership, not an active member.
Yeah, no, you'll be an active member. It's just that we want to make sure we're being sensitive to the financial responsibilities of students. So that's why we want to make sure that we're providing different entry points for people.
Okay.
So you'll be an active member. It's just that we're making sure we have that preferential option for our students to be able to join.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, great. If there's any more there isn't any more questions, or if there are, I hope one, and I always don't know where to find it, but if Jackie or Lori, please connect with us through LinkedIn. We have our NALHE DFW LinkedIn. We have a LinkedIn site, so please make sure and connect with us, because there's always a lot of things going on. So please find us. And as we're talking about things that we're doing, wanted to, as we close today, want to invite you people. We're talking about, well, what can we do socially? Well, we were trying to look for something that that we can do outside. And so we thought, you know, we're gonna stuff ourselves like turkeys or like pavos on on Thanksgiving. So we thought, okay, let's kind of go out, let's get together at a park to get fit with NALHE DFW in the park on Saturday, December 4th. I believe we said we would go from 10 to 11:30. A couple of our NALHE members, they're good instructors. And now that we know that Naomi is doing wellness, maybe she might have some suggestions for us as well. So please come on out. And if you think I'm gonna get sweaty if you come and work out, don't worry, because Lori is showing our NALHE DFW t-shirt, and it's dry fit, so it won't stick to you and you'll look really good as you're working out. So please make sure and join us. If you are interested in getting a shirt, please reach out to us and we can make sure and figure out, you know, if you can wait till December 4th, we're gonna have, we'll have our shirts out there. And Lori, I've forgotten how much we're selling them for. The walk is free, yes, but the t-shirt does have a price.
The walk is free. The t-shirts, I believe, are $18. And that's
Okay.
for all of the different sizes. So it's a nice dry fit shirt. It is gray, and it has a picture of Texas on the back. So you have front and back. So it's a great t-shirt.
Yeah. And if you don't want to drink water, if you want to drink mimosas instead while you're working out, hey, it's okay. Just know how you're getting home. But we'll just want to make sure and be able to connect with you all and be able to see your smiling faces. And so please make sure, invite all your friends. It's going to be a great time. And so while everybody's stressing about that their pants don't fit at Christmas, you'll be like, I don't need to worry about it, because I worked out right after Thanksgiving and I learned all these great tips about how to be healthy. So please come out. So thank you. We have some questions here before I sign off. So we do have our Eventbrite. So go to our Eventbrite to order your t-shirt. Somebody's not getting local chapter emails. How do I go about this?
Okay. You will get a chapter email, actually, because you'll be added into the list for any of the events that you attend. We take the list and we put it into the email. We update the emails. So since you registered on Eventbrite, you will get that.
Yeah. So there you go. Okay. Well, thank you everyone for your time this evening. Just like John said, he needs to check with his wife. I know my wife already texted me, are you almost home? So don't want to keep you all for too long. But just thank you for being on this call today. And again, we're just so excited about what the future holds for NALHE. And again, just want to thank the visionary people that have set the course for NALHE and has gotten us here today. So thank you again, Lori, for your amazing leadership. And in case you all don't know, she was recognized at the national conference as the chapter president of the year from all the presidents of the NALHE groups throughout the country. So we were very blessed with Lori's leadership, and we're going to be very blessed with her wise counsel as we continue to move forward. So with that, nos vemos el 4 de diciembre. So start picking out your outfits right now. We hope for a nice day and look forward to engaging with you all. And we will be sending out information for that soon. So you can go ahead and register. So with that,
Buenas noches.
buenas noches, por si la Cristina Sarabelli. Ahora igual.